Welcome back to the Citizens Defending Freedom show. Coming up today, we have exciting news coming out of Georgia. Our Georgia State Director has filed 2 complaints against Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. We'll dive into the details of this case on today's show, but first, before we get started, head to our website, citizensdefendingfreedom.com, and hit the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss out on any of our content. As Judge Scott McAfee determines whether Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis should be disqualified and dismissed for her conduct during the investigation and criminal trial of former President Donald J. Trump, she will now face 2 new complaints for ethics violations and willful misconduct in office. Our Georgia Citizens Defending Freedom State Director, Holly Kesler, filed the 2 complaints, one with the newly formed Prosecuting Attorneys Qualifications Commission and the other with the Fulton County Board of Ethics. The complaints are separate and distinct from the criminal trial, but the complaints have far-reaching consequences beyond what is awaiting Willis in Judge McAfee's courtroom. The complaints request investigations that could result in Willis being removed from public office, removal of her contractual authority on behalf of Fulton County, and fines and penalties, among others. The first complaint, filed with the Prosecuting Attorneys Qualifications Commission, provides a detailed analysis of alleged willful misconduct in office, conduct prejudicial to the administration of justice, and other acts that constitute grounds for removal of Willis from office. The second complaint, filed with the Fulton County Board of Ethics, alleges that Willis violated Fulton County ethical rules that are in place to prevent self-dealing behavior by public officials. As detailed in the ethics complaint, Willis approved professional service agreements worth hundreds of thousands of dollars for Nathan Wade after beginning an admitted romantic relationship. The approval of subsequent contracts after the relationship began has not been a focus in the current criminal trial, but is problematic for Willis when examined under the rules that govern her ethical conduct as a public office holder. Specifically, Wade was awarded a second professional service contract on November 15, 2022, and a third contract was awarded to Wade on June 12, 2023. The complaint further alleges that the public funds Willis disbursed to Wade were used for her own personal benefit in the form of gifts and travel in kind that went unreported on mandatory disclosure reports, all violations of the Fulton County Ethics Code. Here with us today is our Georgia Citizens Defending Freedom State Director, Holly Kesler. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Holly, you filed 2 separate complaints against Fani Willis. Can you give us the reasoning behind the choice to file them this way?
Yes, so in the state of Georgia, we actually have 2 avenues for our district attorneys to be able to hold them accountable. Last year, Governor Kemp signed into law SB 92. That allowed for our prosecuting commission to open up a special committee, qualifications committee, and so we can submit complaints there, which is on the state side of things, as well as the Fulton County Board of Ethics. We're able to submit complaints there as well. So we thought with the situation at hand and everything going on and coming out about Fani and everything that we have discovered through our open records request, that it was a good idea to go ahead and hit both avenues.
Fani's name has been circulating for quite some time in the media. What separates these complaints from the others?
So there's not been a lot of talk about the contracts. A lot of it, we always see it all the time. It always goes back to money. We have seen and heard a lot in the news about Wade's office being paid, but not specifically talking about the contracts. And so when we started reviewing all of the ethics issues and everything that we had at hand, there was quite a few things that were left out. And so we really wanted to go through and itemize every single thing, which was almost a violation of every single ethics code listed. But we wanted to make sure that we had every single thing listed in there as far as the ethics, as far as the money, the contracts, the whole 9 yards. Different ones. There were a couple of other complaints to the ethics board. One of them was simply on the open records request that had not been filled in reference to her. Another one, which we have not had that issue. We've actually been very successful with all of our open records requests, so that's been a good thing. But the other one really just sort of laid out just basic, like an overall ethics violations. It really didn't go into specific detail for each violation and lay it out the way that we did. So I felt like it was very important for that to be done, and that's what we did.
It's our mission to hold our elected officials accountable. What are the next steps in this case?
So we will wait for the state complaint that is at the Prosecuting Attorney Qualifications Commission at that special committee. We will wait for them to begin hearing cases. I believe that's going to start after session is over. So that's coming up pretty close. They do have the complaint. They've received it, acknowledged it. And as far as the Board of Ethics in Fulton County, that is still a very ongoing, well, they're both ongoing. But we know the reason for the holdup on the state side. The Board of Ethics one for the Fulton County, they have just created a nice little twist for everyone and said that they no longer have jurisdiction to oversee her at the county level. And so we are looking into that because it's widely known that she is paid both by the county and the state. And so we are looking into the actions that we're going to be able to move forward and take, going forward with Fani and the Fulton County issue.
Thank you, Holly. Georgia attorney Alex Johnson, who assisted with the complaint analysis, stated DA Willis has continued to place the integrity, trust, and accountability of her elected office in question, resulting in national embarrassment for the state of Georgia. She must be held accountable to the maximum extent permitted by law in order to restore trust and confidence in the judicial process. That's it for today. Before we go, we want to leave you with our inspirational Bible verse of the week. This week's verse is John 14:6. Jesus said to him, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." As you can see, Citizens Defending Freedom is doing important work. Help us today in our fight to protect children, help ensure election integrity, and encourage pastors to get engaged. Please visit citizensdefendingfreedom.com where you can learn more about our organization and generously contribute to our cause. Have a great day and make sure to like us on social media and tell your friends about the great things we're doing. God bless.